Hello, ladies. Welcome to Goth Kitchen. Thank you very much for being here. I have got two of you in one screen, which is quite nice. That's the first time ever. That's lovely. Very cosy. I've got Leona. Give us a wave, Leona.
Hello.
And Leanne.
Hiya.
From top Goth band Ġenn. We'll go through instructions in a minute. There's a delay on this. Whereabouts in the world are you? In Brighton?
What's that? Sorry?
Where are you now in the country?
Oh, Brighton, yeah.
There's a delay on it. It sounds like you're miles away, but it's fine. We'll work it out.
Yeah, we're in Brighton at the moment. The weather is quite shit, unfortunately. We were expecting summer, but it's okay. You gotta make do. I wanted to go to the beach. Yeah. Nothing happened yet, but
no. No, we have had some nice weather. There has been some nice days, but it will return. So, thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you very much for looking the part in every way. I'm absolutely absolutely, you're fitting in the Goth Kitchen brilliantly well. Candles and ghosts.
Very literally.
So, welcome to Essex, my hometown, not very far away from you, on the seaside, on the seafront. So, you two, individually, introduce yourselves, tell me who you are, tell me where you are, and how's lockdown been?
You want to start? I want to start. Oh. Oh God, it's just going to be a full hour of this. Okay, so my name is Leanne. I am the bassist for Ġenn. I'm in Brighton at the moment. I live here. I'm usually here. And lockdown has been very turbulent, I'd say. Like, it's been an adjustment to get used to not having the freedom to travel and not having a lot going on and that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's pretty much like the fact that sort of travel options are just opening up within the coming months has made me a lot more excited than I expected to. So, yeah, that just about sums it up, I think.
You work in Brighton?
Yeah, I am, aside from, you know, the band stuff, because obviously we all know that musicians are broke all the time, forever, I am a programmer as well.
Okay, so you've been working all the way through this?
Yeah, essentially. It's just been, I'm still physically, you know, going to work, but also sometimes working from, so it's just a balance of work, home, errands, seeing people sometimes, you know, within lockdown rules. But it's been, I would say, the biggest hassle of it, for lack of a better word, was just dealing with the fact that it's just, you know, being at work and then being at home and then dealing with, you know, insignificant errands like cleaning or whatever. I mean, it matters. Cleaning matters. I'm not saying that. But, you know, I miss the gigs. Seeing, playing, traveling.
Everything else the same as me. I've been, if I'm not at home, I'm at work. And that's all I've done for 4 months. And I want to do something else. Badly.
Exactly.
Anything. So, hello, Leona.
Hello. So I live with Leanne in Brighton, and I'm the front woman of the band. Yeah.
Why did I question that?
Yeah, I am. You should know by now. Sorry. Yeah. So throughout lockdown, I had a bit of like heartaches, I would say, but that's okay. Yeah, but I think I was very productive. I started like, you know, training again because now I've been like sober for 5 months, alcohol free. So yeah, I started like running a lot just to get over that sort of. Yeah, we've been writing as well. So like new Ġenn material. I've been working, so I work for this insurance company. And yeah, I've been working from home mostly, and that's basically it. I've been baking, you know, like a proper housewife, you know.
And you've been buying a lot of plants?
Oh God, yeah, that's actually, there are a bunch behind us right now. I don't know if they
like, because I follow you on social media, on Instagram, and almost every day you're going, Here's a new plant. Here's a new
Yeah,
plant.
this is Lila.
Okay.
Their names too.
Yeah, they're named.
They're all named. Is there one
They're all
called?
named.
I've got Twiggy there, and then we've got Cassandra in my room. She's really like flamboyant, I would say. But
Okay.
she's really cool, yeah. And then we've got Henry here, but he's
Who's
not
sometimes
always.
Harry.
Yeah, Harry or Henry. Yeah. Actually, I forgot what his name was. I think it was a him or a her. What's
Yeah,
yours,
right.
Leanne's name?
I actually don't remember.
Oh
So
God.
in my head, I just called it Goth.
That's quite tragic. So thank you very much for that. We'll have he's nice. So Jen, as the band are currently called, weren't called that all the time. Explain to someone, one of you explain to someone what Jen is. If they hadn't heard your band, how would you explain your band?
I would say
Just a lot, like, we all have like strong characters, so
I would say emotionally driven.
yeah.
Emotionally driven, genuine. Because coincidentally, I answered this question in an interview relatively recently. I feel like it just encapsulates the feeling of being particularly a young adult going through the world. Because it's very, it can be angry, it can be fun, it can be, what else? Like, but it's always, very.
I think just honestly pure. I don't know. I think we're very true to ourselves, so we really try to just really embrace who we are as people. I mean, sometimes you gotta keep up like appearances. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
I'm usually like this.
Yeah, she's always like this. but it's like it's also nice to be real and like honest about who you really are. So I think that represents a lot, like, with regards to.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jen is just essentially like a musical diary, as it were, a shared musical diary.
I like that. That's
It's
nice.
like an audio-based Google Docs document. Shared between everyone.
Okay, so let me take you right back. What year, Leanne? What year did you join the band?
I joined the band. I had just turned 18, so it was 2015, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, just coming up on 5 years, almost to the month, because it was September.
So Leona, first one's you. I was trying to do a bit of research on Jen, which obviously it's not quite tricky, but there's not that much out there. There's interviews and stuff like that. Some of the best stuff I found was old YouTube. Very nice. When did you form? Okay, so Jen used to be called Cryptic Street.
Cryptic Street, yeah, just to make it clear.
When did Cryptic Street start?
Okay, so it started off like with the original member Janelle Warch, who's the guitarist of the band, and it started back when we were 13 years old. So it was just this English project, yeah. We had to like adapt this poem called The Highwayman, I believe. But yeah, anyway, Janelle was like on the violin, playing the keys, I think, playing the, I don't know, she was just being Janelle, as per usual. And she was like, oh, I bet you can sing. And I was like, dude, no. And then she made me sing, basically. And then I was like, I really want to buy an acoustic guitar. And then we're like, oh, we're into Coldplay. We should get into a band and sound like Coldplay. That didn't work out, obviously, but we're
still on their mailing list.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh God. I'm embarrassing us, I think. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah. That's how
and
it
so
started.
Janelle's still in the band?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Janelle is one of the founding members.
So
yeah.
yourself. What year was this?
I think it was 2011.
Okay.
They would have been 13 at the time.
You were 13 when this happened.
Yeah. We're just meeting up and eating pizza, you know, like at the garage, basically. I mean, trying to like, you know, be cool or whatever.
So do you remember the first rehearsal?
Yeah. Oh God, we played Bittersweet Symphony and some other Coldplay song, I think, or like Imagine. I think it was Imagine.
I wasn't there. I couldn't tell you.
How many people in the band then?
Pardon?
How many people in the band on that first
Five.
rehearsal?
Five. So there was Julia Hickey, who was on drums. There was Chiara Sacco, who was on the bass. There was Denise Guilford, who now lives in Dubai, on keys. Janelle on guitar, and myself on, like, you know, singing.
So this is 13-year-old you in 2011.
Yeah.
When was the first gig?
Oh God. I think it was the same year, I believe. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it was like this Notte Bianca in Malta. Because for those of you who don't know, we come from Malta.
Three of us.
Yeah, three of us come from Malta, and Sophia on drums is British. And yeah, basically we did this. What would you explain?
It's just this kind of like one night festival sorts across the whole capital where they do, you know, there are like food stalls and artistic installments.
Okay.
Like just a lot of stuff to do really, and it's very crowded and busy.
I'm actually not quite sure whether that was the first gig or when we played Sex on Fire in front of that priest. I think that was the first gig actually. Yeah, in Goth. Yeah, that was the
This is 13-year-old you singing Sex on Fire to a priest.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's wonderful.
Always so.
So this is a very early Cryptic Street, doing lots of covers of British bands, nice middle of the road.
Yeah.
All nice and safe. Now there's some footage on YouTube which I come across, and it's 2012, so it's the 1 year after this, and you are at some kind of what is called the Bay Music Awards, right? And your band performed that night, and you were also up for Best Newcomer, which you won.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's worth, anyone's watching this interested, it's worth finding it on YouTube just for your acceptance speech, because it's fabulous.
Oh God.
Because you just cry all the way through the whole thing. But and it's wonderful.
As well.
The speech is there, yeah. You can see the whole thing. The man reading the card out, you going crazy, going up, getting your wall, doing your speech. It's brilliant. So, but this is my question. This is only a year. This happened a year after you formed. So this is 14-year-old you on this stage winning a Best Newcomer award. What happened during that year, from that to get to that level?
I honestly don't know. Honestly don't know what happened. I think then Janelle started to like really drive us, because she was always that, you know, she always had that mind.
Still is. She's always like
10
steps ahead.
Yeah, exactly, you know. She's like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, pump it up. We have to take this seriously. We need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do whatever, you know. And bear in mind, we're really young, you know, when we started that out. And that song, it was called Indecisive, I think.
It was, yeah.
My God. Yeah.
It's all there, yeah. So, you Best Newcomer Award, who voted for this? The public?
Pardon?
Who voted for that? Who voted?
Yeah, the public. Yeah, the public.
How was the public aware of you?
Yeah, because in Malta it's very like easy to make it.
It's the music community is very sort of contained, so it's like it doesn't you know, to get in with, you know, start knowing the DJs that play the like upcoming bands and that sort of thing.
Yeah, plus we were all chicks, yeah. So
okay.
In Malta, that's like
there's a standout element in itself, because off the top of my head, I can't think of that many bands that are in Malta right now that are doing that. Like I think I can only name the one, you know, aside from us, because obviously we're not in Malta at present.
Yeah. Well, that's basically it. That's how Yeah, but I think we were doing some stuff on the TV as well, I think, like TV shows.
Okay.
Yeah, like talk shows. They were like inviting us for like talk shows, I believe, because we were like young, you know, and they were like, oh, these like babies, you know, are like playing instruments and they're like females and blah blah blah. So it used to be like yeah, something out of the norm, basically. So that's how. But bear in mind, we're still doing exams, you know. We're still like trying to get permission from our parents to like go to this award or whatever, you know. It was like, and they had to do a kids area or like a teen area just because of us. As well. So it was.
It's brilliant footage, and it wasn't what I expected to find when I was going back. It's very, very good. I like it a lot. So yeah, so anyone, go and watch it, go and find it. It's pretty.
Oh man.
So this is 2012. So when did you release? Right, of course, from what I worked out today, the Stranger EP came out in 2015, correct?
15, yeah.
2015. Is that your first release?
No, I actually joined exactly a month after it was released.
After the basis was fired.
She wasn't fired. She wasn't fired from my memory, but whatever. Like, in fact, I was friends with Ġenn for a good 2 years, and I had met Leona a good 2 years before I started actually playing with the band at all. And I was at the EP launch, you know, in the crowd as a fan, and I was there thinking, like, oh, these bass lines are so fun, maybe I'll try learn them when I'm at home. And then, you know, a month later, it's like, so we have no bassist, do you want to fill in for us in the meantime? Like, I almost said no out of sheer, like, you know, terror in the moment. But then I did, you know, I mean, I said yes. And I spent a full year as, like, a sessionist. And then I started playing. But, yeah. I do remember that EP launch very well because it was done in this very, how do you say, like, there was this big, you know, building that's usually rented out for very posh events.
For like art exhibitions.
And there was finger food and that kind of, you know, like drinks and that sort of thing. And then you were taken to the first room and you're all seated on cushions, and this girl, was her name Hannah Brown?
Yeah, Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown, she did it was great. She did a set, you know, with her and her ukulele and acoustic guitar, I believe. And then we were taken into another, like, it was a very, like an installment art piece.
Okay.
You know, just taken from room to room, like you're doing a museum tour. That just ended in the room where Cryptic Street played the entirety of Stranger.
Very nice. And this was 2015. So was this your first EP you released?
Yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, after 2 singles, I believe.
Yeah, 2 singles.
Yeah, after 2 singles. I don't know why I'm asking you. I should know this stuff.
You weren't even there.
I studied.
I'm so sorry.
Were these all self-funded at the time, all paid for by the band?
I think partially funded. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it was funded as well. Like the whole night was funded by the Malta Arts Council. Because, I mean, sometimes we do say shit like about Malta, but they do support a lot of artists as well. Like there are, like, you know, things like this sort. Like you can apply, like bands can apply, and then they get like their.
The Maltese Arts Council has given us an outlet too, because they offer funds for things like touring and events, you know, within the country and things like that. And they have been a support to us a number of times, and that was the first instance, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a couple of songs in Maltese as well that time.
Okay. I tried to find the EP online. It's not anywhere. I can't find it.
No, we took that down
It's removed it.
We had specifically taken everything down before that, and I was still sort of on the fence about whether I agree with that decision or not. I mean, now I think, you know, what's done is done. Maybe they'll come out in the future as like a bonus thing, but it was sort of because even though I don't know if Indecisive I think is still up somewhere.
You managed to find it.
Yeah, but the fact is that the band, having been around for so long, went through a lot of tonal shifts, and, you know, like with Indecisive being very pop rock, and then Stranger went into a more indie-ish almost, and then around when I joined and we started writing was eventually became Titty Monster. It just went somewhere totally different.
Yeah.
And we thought, you know, like this is too, like everything is too separate from each other. So every time it was just like, you know, we'll get rid of we'll remove the other songs because they don't fit what we're doing now.
So was when the Stranger EP came out, was there still a keyboard player?
Gigs playing. Yeah, we were doing gigs, I think, but more like school events, I would say. Yeah, something of that sort.
As in before or after Stranger?
Yeah, no, was the keyboard player? Would you still have a keyboard player in?
Oh, the keyboard player, yeah.
Oh, the keyboard player. Yeah, she was still around.
She was still there.
Because then she decided to move. Now she's like a cabin crew with Emirates, in fact. Denise, bless her, if she's watching. And even the drummer, Julia Hickey, now she works in events. Like she's an events manager in Edinburgh. But yeah, that's how basically we ended up, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, essentially they were both, in the case of both of them, it was very, because I was actually present for this, so now I can give input as a band member.
Yeah.
But what happened is that they both pretty much moved for university, and us particularly, obviously, Leona and Ġenn, since they were, you know, super close with them.
Yeah.
It's like there wasn't a conversation that was like, you know, listen, I'm moving, so I can't be a part of this. Like there was we were very desperate to try and keep it working as long as possible. So in both cases, like a few months after the move, like in the case of drums, we used to get this other drummer who plays in another like band, a all-female duet band, I guess you could say. You know, like duo, yeah, like Royal Blood style.
Yeah.
Like White Stripes. But so, you know, we do with this drummer, and then the other drummer, like Julia, would stay flying down for some, you know, bigger shows. And it was very, you know, like in both cases, Julia and Denise both had to sit us down and be like, you know, listen, this is not logistically feasible.
Yeah, because like that's the thing about like Cryptic Street and Ġenn. It's like a sisterhood, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a closed circle, so to speak. So we were really like, we were literally, it was, the heartache was just like, you know, I wouldn't even describe it like as a breakup with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It was just like your dog died, or like I don't know, man. It's just like
pretty harsh.
Yeah, but it was like that, honestly.
It was like that.
Like sometimes, I mean, I don't cry about it, but sometimes I still think about it and be like, oh my god, you know. But we went through so many. I mean, at least we're still really, really close.
Yeah, of course. So there's quite a different, big difference in sound now to how Ġenn sound now to how Ġenn / Cryptic Street did then. Did that change naturally as more people joined the band?
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, that was...
And events, like events that were happening, you know, around us.
Just life, I think.
Yeah,
sorry.
life in general. No, it's okay. But basically, at the time, we had Michelle on the drums when we were, you know, writing Titty Monster. And we were just like angry, you know, angry at everything, angry at the world, angry at, I don't know.
Teen angst.
Yeah.
But I'd say it was more than just teen angst, to be fair. Like, it was just a point in time where we all pretty much were learning, I guess, we were going through, like,
abusive relationships.
Yeah, really bad relationships, big breakups. You know, just learning in general here and there how unfair the world is.
And it changes and it affects things, and the input to the band and how you see things. Leona, you write all the lyrics. Is that all your work? Yeah. So how do you? So explain the writing process to me.
Oh god, no, it's quite different actually. Let's say it's quite turbulent. I don't know. I work really well under pressure, but I also like to write. Like, I like to write every day, and sometimes I do like pick things up from what I write every day, like scenarios. But I work well when I'm like, Leona, you need to record vocals now.
And I'm like, the stuff that usually sticks is the stuff that, like, And it's the easiest example of this was that we initially recorded Do the Dance in a studio in Madrid before we re-recorded it at Temple. And Leona wrote the lyrics on a very tiny piece of paper on the train to the studio.
Brilliant.
As one does.
And it works.
Yeah, I guess it works, but Janelle doesn't like it at all because she likes to have things prepared.
Because Janelle's the control freak who wants it all planned out and organised. So how do you write as a band? Do you all get together, all four of you, and just rehearse and just see what happens?
Oh, you want to?
Well, the way it's happening now, and I'll be very candid about this. We put a lot of hours into trying to find a sweet spot for what works for us, because there's certain songs you can only really put together as a group, which we've done, a lot of building of jamming sessions and that kind of thing. But then there are certain ones where you really have to sit down with it by yourself and just meticulously just go through your parts and whatever. So we're recording an EP relatively soon, and we've been essentially writing all of it remotely, because there's a platform called Soundtrack where it's a browser-based DAW where you can invite, it's like an audio Google Docs, like I said earlier.
Okay.
You just invite multiple people and you can all put in your bits, and we've just been someone has an idea, they formulate it, they put it in there, other people record their parts in.
But last time I was in the shower and I was like, Leanne, I've got this riff idea, can you just do it on the bass?
And then again at 1 in the morning, I was just trying to practice, and she comes in, she was clearly in bed just before, she's like, can you play this bit? And then she sings it out to me.
I think that's the best method right now. We found out that this is what works for us finally, because as I said before, we have strong characters, so sometimes we all try to act like a producer, so to speak, all four of us, because we all have really weird ideas, or just
I mean, we're very much a band where everyone throws in their creative say. It's not one of those cases where the writing is centralized around one person and then the others are essentially, sessionists. But at the same time, there is sort of it's impossible to be totally like that, because then everyone has a very different vision. And I mean, there's still common themes between each one, but
we do but before lockdown actually we did this exercise. It's so silly.
5 hours.
We like group therapy, we do that a lot. It's just healthy, it gets things out, and
absolutely, it's good for you. So when did you're all from, you're 3 of the 4 of you are from Malta. You all made that decision to come to the UK. Why? First question, and why? How did you end up in Brighton?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I do know actually. I remember it very well. We were because we were throwing around the concept of moving very loosely.
We were going to Madrid, though.
Yeah, no, because we were flying around for the better part of 2 years. I remember I missed a lot of years because I was in uni at the time. A lot of lectures and such, because we would fly up to London, play 2 shows, fly down, fly somewhere for just the 1 show, and and obviously that's not very feasible. And a lot of booking agents as well, they see that we're based in Malta, they would be discouraged because they think, they expect us to pay a flight for them or something.
Yeah.
And so we were.
So they wouldn't book us essentially.
Yeah. So what exactly? And so what happened is when we were in rehearsals, we started throwing around the idea of moving for this. And I remember at the time, we had the drummer Michelle, who every time we brought it up, she didn't seem very, she was very upfront. She said, I don't want to do that really, and which is obviously valid. Everyone has a decision to make. But then I remember the 3 of us met up. We had the conversations
it was big.
No, it was at McDonald's. It was at McDonald's. We had a meeting at McDonald's, as one does. Because the garage space, because that was the only like sign of humanity in the area where our rehearsal space used to be. And we went there and we were like, listen, are we just talking this up, or are we actually going to do this? And we decided, it was August of 2018. We decided, like, yeah, we're going to move. We considered Leeds, we considered London, we considered Glasgow, Bristol. Like, we were just throwing around places at that point, you know, places where we know that they do gigs here and there. But then we actually know someone in Brighton who we've known for a while, because he's half Maltese and he's friends.
He's our
he's our property manager.
Yeah,
he's a great guy. But yeah, he just told us, you know, Brighton is very, and I truly think like Brighton is the Goldilocks city for what we wanted, because it's
close to home. It's very similar to Malta.
It has the sort of Mediterranean vibe. It's close to London, but not in London.
Yeah.
There's a scene here, but at the same time, we can
exactly.
There's London, so there's the London scene as well. But that's mainly it. But even like as people in Malta, we felt like we were really, I don't know, suffocated. Is that?
Yeah, I always made, like, I pretty much consistently say that. I mean, again, I do love elements of where I'm from. Not everything, because who does? But I do love a lot of elements where I'm from, and the fact that it's always going to be a part of my identity. But when I'm there, especially having lived there and spent pretty much a full year, you know, knowing I wanted to move and trying to make it happen, but it's not happening.
So it's quite restricted. If you stayed in Malta, it would have been quite restricted for you to move the band on.
Yeah, because there's no industry as well in Malta, and bear in mind that there's like a lot of talent there. Like, a lot of bands are just so cool. Honestly, you would just love it. Like, there's a gig almost every night in summer, you know, like alternative festivals.
The thing is that,
it's just.
Sorry, I was gonna say, there is like in what you call an industry, there is very isolated, where
X Factor.
Yeah, well, they even did, like, pretty much in Malta, bands that don't tour, because I mean, you know, we had to pull out of pocket when we wanted to tour most of the time, which obviously was very expensive. But essentially, if a band is not going to just, you know, tour to Jesus and back, the only way to really get any kind of international exposure is pretty much going to be the Eurovision, which is obviously, you know, a very slim outlet.
No, I love it. You would have been great. At what point did you change the band's name to Ġenn?
A year ago, actually, almost to the month, because it was August.
Yeah, because when Sophia joined as well, mind you, that the story of how we met Sophia is quite interesting as well. Because I think Janelle found her on the internet, because the drum, like, Michelle pulled out just like a few days before we had to head on tour.
Weeks, not days.
Oh, I thought
weeks.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, days, weeks.
They're all the same. It does make a difference.
To me, they're the same. Oh Lord! But that's basically.
What month did the album come out? What month did Titty Monster come out? When was that?
It was June, I think.
Yeah.
It was June of 2018, I believe.
And that came out as originally as Cryptic Street?
Yes.
Where did the title come from? Whose idea is that?
Should I say?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. It actually came through
the bloody drawing.
What?
What was that?
Wasn't it Morales?
Yeah, it was, but it was because of the drawing.
Because we used to have
Janelle's tits.
I don't know what.
Oh God.
Because we used to have this really shoddy garage, like it was so bad, mold and foam and just slugs and that kind of thing. Right. Because in Malta, it's not this, you know, they don't really do rehearsal spaces like they do here. You just rent out a garage like a storage unit.
Yeah, and basically I grabbed the marker and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna try and draw Janelle's tits.
She just drew these really saggy, deflated tits on the wall. And then
some bad and shit at it. Obviously, she was offended.
No, they
Yeah,
were
nice
very.
kids. I mean,
They looked like a pair of squashed grapes.
I'm embarrassing myself.
Like they looked like a pair of squashed grapes with little dots on them. It was.
So, and this ended up being the album title.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, it's a Titty Monster.
Wonderful. I wasn't expecting that, but brilliant.
Oh God.
So, moving on. So you're now in the UK. You're now gigging when you can. You've all got work and stuff like that, etc., etc. The first new recorded music that came out at the beginning of this year, Do Die Dance. So that's the first recording with all four members as they currently are.
Yeah.
Well, not kind of. No, because technically that was recorded pre-Sophia, wasn't it?
Yeah, pre-Sophia.
It was very sort of, because we recorded that back home. It was recorded actually quite a while before
we actually
released
to
it. And this is,
it.
I don't know if this is okay to say. I hope I don't get in trouble for this from Ġenn or something. But
we're really gonna get in trouble today. I mean,
yeah,
we've been talking shit.
we were saying all the dirty secrets, but yeah, we did actually have, you know, a conversation with Sophia as to whether it was okay to release, and she's we didn't record it, you know, with her and such, and yeah, in fact there were other songs from that recording session that we ultimately decided to pull to, you know,
because actually
respect.
the EP was ready, so just because actually we were gonna release an album.
Well, we had a 4-track EP that we recorded. And
but then they were gonna be
But then we ultimately decided, you know, like we talked it over a few times, and we ultimately decided that, I mean, stylistically, we waited too long to release all of them. So some of, like that one still holds. Like I still quite like it, but the other ones, we felt like they weren't very stylistically representative of us, especially since, you know, we didn't have Sophia on them.
Yeah.
And it was
because we value, like, as again, like we value
and
each other more than
Of course, yeah.
and that's why we're so excited to record and release the tracks we're doing up next, because these are going to be the first proper ones with Sophia on with us, and she's such a good drummer, and I'm very excited to see, you know, like where it will go.
Yeah, and even the sound like that we're going for now, you know, just like
What's a doodah?
It's funny you should say that, because
it's actually a Maltese.
it was okay. Quick, like it's supposed to be do da dance, as in like
do,
3 words, you know, like but the I believe the label wrote it as do as one word dance, and with like pure coincidence, it came out really unfortunately, because doodah is a multi-slang word for cock. Yeah. So it became a cock dance by a pure fluke, a total fluke. But it's very. I feel like if that was gonna happen to a band, it would happen to us. I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, brilliant. So this year happened. The single release you had. I've had tickets for 3 of your gigs that I've not attended because shit happened.
Yeah.
What were your plans for this year?
There were so many.
Well, no,
There were so
we were
many.
finally getting some like festivals.
We had some really
so
good names. Like we were gonna do
Candle Calling, Boomtown.
Yeah, Candle Calling, Boomtown, Rebellion. We were gonna do something in Munich.
In France,
Belgium, Turkey.
Yeah.
It was a very packed year, and even you know, granted the Glastonbury thing, sort of the competition still happened, but we you know, we were long-listed for the emerging talent competition, which was nuts, and you know, there were just a lot of things that were gonna happen, and we were very excited for that. Obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna do live sessions as well with Sophia. Like
we were gonna do a live EP of sorts.
Okay.
Just, you know, re-records of songs that are already released, but sort of to have something. The idea was to have some, like a first release of something with Sophia on, you know, before we got to this big one. But I remember we ended up losing that recording because I ended up having to self-isolate for 2 weeks. So
thank God that happened.
yeah, no, in hindsight, yeah. But
so imagine this: we all wake up tomorrow morning and this horrible virus has disappeared, and everyone says we can just get on with it now. What's the next thing you're going to do as a band?
So we've got recording end of this month.
You are recording this month?
yeah,
A new EP?
yeah, brand new.
Brand new songs?
Brand new songs, 6 of them. I mean, hopefully 6 of them. It should be 6 of them.
Yeah, I think 6. Or maybe 7.
Yeah,
I don't know.
6. It's gonna be a little bit edgy. It's gonna be funky. It's gonna be what else is it gonna be? It's gonna be
psychedelic,
heartfelt.
Yeah,
it's gonna be psychedelic. It's just yeah, that would be the first thing, and then the second we're done with that, I would just play. I probably want to play one of the venues here first. Like,
yeah,
I've always wanted to play
patterns as well. No, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I lose track.
Just play. I think everyone's at the point now where they just want to go and see someone play something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I miss seeing gigs so much.
I know, and now we've been like bonding a lot here in our like band.
Yeah, I've had this big sense of, because I don't tend to actually succeed into getting people into band. Like, if you catch me talking about bands I like, I won't shut up. Like, I really won't shut up. But most of the time it doesn't stick. But I've caught Leona officially listening to psychedelic foreign crumpets of her own volition, and it is the biggest biggest source of joy. You know, like a proud mama moment. It's like, yeah,
brilliant.
I did it.
Yeah,
and
Netflix. We were gonna go to the gig together as well on the 3rd of June. Do you remember?
It's not happening, is it? It's all gone. It's all gone. That's
So
why I made 3 tickets to you guys this year. From end of March, I think the first one was you were supporting someone in London. I can't remember who that was now. And it didn't happen.
Slotface?
Yeah, we were going to Slotface.
No, you was on the bill. You were supporting someone in London. I can't remember who it was.
Hands of Gretel?
Hands of Gretel.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that too.
That was one of the first gigs that was pulled, I think. And then you were playing in London the day after my birthday in April. Looking forward to that. That didn't happen. So
we were supposed to party.
We forget it all. We'll do it next year. That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that conversation about Cryptic Street Jen. I really enjoyed that, and I learned loads.
Thank you.
And that's good. And what we'll do, we'll upload this onto YouTube in a couple of days. So if anyone is then trying to find out about Jen, like I was during the week, they can listen to that.
Look it up today. It's like the ultimate encyclopedia on Jen.
Thank you very much. Before we say goodbye, you're not leaving until you've done my quickfire round.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Okay. So you've got 20 questions each. I'm going to start with Leona, then we're going to move to Leanne. Okay.
But I'm really slow, so you should start with her.
You can't be slow. You've got
the
to
rules are absolute.
Okay. I'm just going to stand up. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference with standing up. I'm so short.
Are you ready? Leona, first. Okay. What's your favourite Idols track?
Mother.
Good answer. Leanne, same question. What's your favourite Idols track?
Also Mother.
Leona, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Leanne, what's your favourite film?
Both, but a bit more cats. But both.
What's your favourite film?
Film?
Yeah.
Fuck. Ex Machina.
What?
Ex Machina. It's about robots. It's quite cool. Well, look it up. It's good.
We'll do. Quick fire. Leona, what's the best gig you've ever been to?
The best gig I've ever been to. The best gig I've ever been to. The Hives? Or Google Bordello? Yeah, I would say Google Bordello. I really enjoyed that one.
Leanne, what's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Strangest thing I've ever eaten?
Yeah.
Kirsha, stomach lining.
Oh, hey.
I didn't know what it was when I ate it in my days. I learned after the fact.
That's wrong.
I know. I'm fully aware. I have nightmares about it.
Leona, chips or mash?
Mash.
Oh, that's good. Well done. Everyone says chips. Everyone says chips. Leanne, what's your superpower?
Not having a presence. No, sorry. Quick explaining. I can like enter a room without people noticing.
Oh my god,
so
she scares
I
the
freak
shit
out
out of
every
me all the
time.
time.
Like every time I come home, she enters the room. She's like, "Oh my god, when did you?" But yeah, that would be it.
Leona, what's your favourite Ġenn track?
Island Blues, because I don't sing.
That's the instrumental one from the album.
Yeah.
Leanne, Marmite, yes or no?
No.
Wrong answer.
A little bit. I can't.
Leona, what's the best part about being in a band?
Being free? You get that sense of freedom. What?
Hippie, but nice. I like it. Leanne, who would play you in the movie?
Who would play me in the movie? Who would play me in the movie? Aubrey Plaza. I hope. That would be amazing.
Leona, who's your favourite female singer?
Oh god. Etta James, I would say.
Nice. Nice. Leanne, buses or trains?
Trains.
Expensive.
We could. Yeah, but usually with trains, I'm going somewhere more interesting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Leona, when you were younger, what posters did you have on your bedroom wall?
Oh my god. Do I really have to say this?
Yes, please.
Who was it?
I had a poster of the Jonas Brothers.
If it makes you feel better, I had Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Jack Sparrow is better than Jonas Brothers, but oh well.
Leanne, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Leona, early morning or late at night?
Late at night.
Leanne, what's your favourite colour?
Purple.
That's near enough. Well done. Leona, what's your best album ever? Your most favourite album?
What?
You slow that down. Did you say best album?
Your best album?
Of like other people though.
Ever, yeah, absolutely. What's your
ever.
album ever?
Oh god. Best album ever. God, why can't I think of anything right now? Oh my god, I'm sweating.
Take a deep breath, you can do it.
QUICKFIRE.
Oh my god, I can't think of anything. Can I just mention an artist I've been listening to a lot, like Alice Coltrane?
Okay.
Yeah. Jazz side, sorry.
What's the favourite city of your favourite city to play in?
What's that? Is that for me
city?
or?
Yeah, that's for you.
For
Yeah,
me.
your favourite city.
Oh my god. I think Brighton actually.
Nice.
Weirdly enough. Yeah, I love it here. It's great.
Leona, your favourite TV show?
Community. Or
Really?
Mad Men. Yeah, Community or Mad Men. Yeah, I love Mad Men. But Community, she got me into Community actually as well.
Very recently too. I'm amazed.
I've never.
Yeah.
Leanne, what's your favourite sport?
Wrong question, but rock climbing? Like rock climbing.
Is that a sport?
Yeah, that's the thing. If not that, Then what have I done? Oh my god, he's stumped.
Oh, it's fine because I've been the same.
Is sleeping a sport?
Yeah,
Roll with that, yeah.
Leona, what's your favourite film?
It must be like Lost in Translation.
Oh, nice.
I love that one. Yeah.
Leanne, favourite day of the week?
Friday.
Friday. Leona, complete the sentence. When I dance, I look
Awkward.
That's not true. That's not true because you dance a lot on Instagram, and it's not awkward.
You dance like you're possessed by Bruce Lee. Be like,
yeah, what's your favourite month of the year?
September.
Why?
I'm a bit biased because this is my birthday month.
Oh,
and cool things happen in September.
Leona, what's your superpower?
Flexibility.
I like how you have to desperately grab onto me to make that work.
Leanne, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh god.
I can, but I prefer not to.
Yeah, right answer.
Leona, what's your favourite smell?
Footballers' feet.
No, I like the smell of like sea salt on the skin, like when you go swimming and like there's the sun and the water evaporates and you just like, it's really nice.
Leanne, what's your favourite Ġenn track?
My favourite what? Ġenn track?
Yeah.
Out of what's been released, I would say Let's Go Suki.
Leona, what do you collect?
What do I collect?
Plants.
Oh god, yeah, I was gonna say plants and what else do I collect?
Pretty much plants.
Yeah, plants.
Skincare.
Skincare, yeah, skincare. Yeah.
Leanne, what's your most favourite album ever?
Oh my god, there are so many. It changes from time to time. Let me think. Right now is Sonder by Tesseract.
Leona, what's the most rock and roll thing you've ever done?
Roll cigarettes whilst driving a manual car?
It's terrifying. I was there.
No, like that.
And just doing rollies on the steering wheel whilst driving at scary speeds.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
If my mom is watching, she's gonna kill me, man.
Yeah, bloody right she should as well.
She's learned, she's not driven in a while. Whenever she drives next, I'll be there to tell her off.
Or if you want a fag when you're driving, get someone else to do it for you. Don't do that.
No, I can. Yeah.
Leanne, what's your favourite smell?
Lavender.
Nice. Leona, Marmite, yes or no?
Yes!
Yes!
You learn from my mistakes.
Team
I love
Marmite.
that shit.
Leanne, what's your best thing about being in a band?
I feel like I'm doing what I want.
Nice.
Like I'm living my truest self.
Leona, what's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
I don't know, I'm a vegan.
Well, you've eaten stuff that's not vegan
It's
before.
strange.
You've not been vegan. How long have you been vegan for?
7 years.
Wow, okay.
I mean, my mom used to feed me horse meat. Does that count as weird?
Well, yeah, that's not normal. Is that normal? When mum...
Yeah, and rabbits.
And rabbits.
And snails, yeah.
And snails. I've not eaten snails.
We do rabbit in England, yeah, not horse. We don't ever eat horses. Ever.
Yeah.
So that's quite wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you're vegan now, so you're paying for your crime, as it were.
Leanne, who's your favourite female singer?
My favourite female singer. I think, I don't know her full name, she's Ukrainian. Tatiana from Ginger.
Okay. Good.
Metal vocals, very strong.
Oh, nice. Leona, your last question.
Okay.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Loyal. I don't know. God, loyal. Crazy, I guess, a little bit, and genuine. Yeah.
Thank you. Leanne, same for you. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Emotional, pensive, or I'll change that to introspective, and angry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thank you, honestly.
Thank you for having us.
It's nice to see you like this as well.
It's nice. I mean, yeah, we need to, when it's all over, we'll all go out and have a dance. We need to. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming to my kitchen. Thank you for making your kitchen fabulously right. And all right, there we go. So we're going to thank you very much. Big wave now, and then we'll say goodbye to everyone. And that's when Lindsay knows we're done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Thank you.
I'm gone.